The man Drew Dober at 155, he has really added a lot more depth to the weight class that, quite frankly, was starting to secede in its own way to other weight classes like Edson Barbosa. He's moving down to 145. Guys like Donald Cerrone are moving up to 170. Anthony Pettis as well. Guys like that were kind of bottom of the rankings kind of guys. They're still great, especially for that weight class, but they're starting to find their way out. And then you got a kid like Drew Dober and Alexander Hernandez, two kids that seem to be the future of this division. And did they put on a show? Drew Dober especially. The kid is just a phenomenal striker. He trains with Justin Gaethje, which is very telling in the way he fights. He's very technical, he's very aggressive, and he can put that pace on, in my opinion, because he trains with an elite guy like Gaethje. And it would be very interesting, in my opinion, to see if those two would end up fighting together, or fighting against each other. Because, let's say Drew Dober, like I think he can potentially do, rise up the rankings and end up getting a title shot against Gaethje if Gaethje defeated Khabib. Does Drew Dober fight him? I think that Justin Gaethje would give him that opportunity because he understands the business of fighting and how hard it is to get into title picture, because hell, he had to get 2 or 3 first-round finishes before even getting to fight Tony Ferguson. And he wasn't even going to get a title shot after his next time. He was going to have to probably go out there again and put on a knockout performance. And he's just done that so often lately against really amazing opponents. So I'm really excited to see if those two will end up fighting. Drew Dober, just a phenomenal athlete. He's very quick, very technical, very calm and poised. You don't see that a lot, especially with someone who is as technical as him, because once the fight starts to kind of drift toward him, the fighter usually starts to kind of pick his shots very quickly and not be as technically sound. But he stays very calm and composed, and I'm a huge fan of the pressure he has. And truthfully, he's going to be probably 15th, 14th in the rankings. But realistically, with Edson gone and Cerrone gone and so many others kind of MIA or moving divisions, he could be a top 10 lightweight. You could make the argument. And the kid is just phenomenal. The kid is just phenomenal. That was my biggest takeaway from the UFC fight night. And of course, you have Glover Teixeira having an incredible performance, and the Ray Borg fight was incredible with Ricky Simons. That was a great fight. But this was just my biggest takeaway. I think Drew Dober could potentially win that belt in 3 or 4 years. That is how explosive this kid is. That is how good he is. I think he might be one of those next up-and-coming guys at 155 who you look at in a few years and you go, wow, he really has been putting on shows for years. But let me know what you guys think down in the comments. I know he definitely has the looks. Dude's a nice-looking dude. He's got ripped body. Just looks like a normal, ordinary UFC fighter with this great looks. So the UFC might market around that too. They like being able to sell stuff. They're a business. So let me know what you guys think down below. I'm really interested to see how Drew Dober is recognized in the MMA community, because in my opinion, the sky is the limit for that kid, and he's got endless potential when it comes to that division.